It's 2:04 p.m., September 25th. I was the one who was in every game, not R, not Kanoyan, not Corona, not Westcott, not any of these people. I was the victim of this implantation, and then there was people all over the world bombarding me with telepathy, some helping, some not, and they're telling me info. Granted, maybe they had betting agendas. Read my key ways I get truth. Key point, I'm Alexander Sturgeon, mole in the right-hand penguin duck birthmark. I just never had seen the game. So I was hearing what they're planning and conspiring, and they sounded crazy, so I reported the terrorism. I wrote the letter in 2019. Key point. If you don't recall anything from the past, think of all the things I've been saying since 2018, 2019 that these kids were all saying I was psychotic about. Repeatedly, over and over. Everything from terrorism to implantation to telepathy to eye output to WMDs in space to these implantation weapons, these implantable devices, etc., etc., etc. And now they're all pretending they wrote my DOJ letters and letters I wrote to law enforcement. Yet they deny. So they claim they wrote my letters, but then they've been denying the information in my letters for years and saying it's not true. Implantation is not true. Telepathy is not true. The WMDs in space aren't true. The implantation, the RICO is not true. But then they wrote my letters in 2019, even though they were denying the existence of these things in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, etc., etc. Who's not putting the pieces of the puzzle together? All these kids claiming they wrote my letters and gave me information are liars. They're trying to get off the hook for something. If you haven't noticed how much these people lie, it should be a red flag of desperation. It should be a red flag of they're involved in highly, 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 highly illegal shit. No one lies that much, especially for 5 years and 7 months. But if you remember the things I've been saying since 2018 and flipping out about on Twitter and flipping out on, well, now on YouTube, but mainly on Twitter for a while, to the press, to the president, to Donald Trump, to Biden, everyone, etc. And then even to some of the people I know. And these kids were all saying, oh, we're psychotic, implantation's not real, telepathy's not real, satellite weapons aren't real. Some of them gamblers trying to cover up how they're manipulating bets, others trying to cover up their terrorist agendas and plots, others trying to cover up this human programming jazz. You'll realize they never wrote my letters and never contributed shit. I mean, do they even know the content of the letters once you ask them about them? But how could they write my letters if they deny the existence of the things I speak about to law enforcement? And if they wrote my letters, they would know why it would be a really bad idea to deny the existence of the things that I write to law enforcement. Because they would, if they actually wrote the letter, they would understand the terrorist threat. They would understand the dangers of this technology. They would understand every key component of their terrorist agendas, all the way to 120 now. I'm still adding. So, and they would understand, if they wrote the letter, meaning they experienced what I experienced, they would understand the dangers of trusting these people. They would understand how evil they are. They would understand they have no respect for human life. They would understand they are involved in ritualistic community sexual violence for entertainment and abusing disabled people for entertainment. They would understand if they were the victims of what I was a victim of. They have zero respect for human life, and these are people who should never be trusted. They're criminals, thieves, rapists, murderers, where I'm a victim of. They would understand these people are so dangerous, you'd be a moron not to bring these people to the attention of law enforcement. You'd have to be an idiot. Not to mention they would understand these people were trying to rape mankind of their free will with human programming if they experienced the technology I experienced. You would understand their agendas, this compromised jazz, and them trying to make people follow orders on command, etc., etc. They wouldn't be wanting to do business with them. If they were actually victims of what I was a victim of, they wouldn't want to go near these people. They'd understand how dangerous they were. They wouldn't want to do business with them. They'd understand how dangerous they were. They wouldn't want to see these people amass wealth, money, power, influence. And they definitely wouldn't want to contribute to putting any money in their hands because they would understand how big of a threat to mankind they were. That's how you know they didn't write the letter. So let's wake up. Praise Jesus, or any of my letters, because they would understand how dangerous these people are, how deceitful they are, and how much of a lack of respect for human life they have, and how they abuse power, how they're so irresponsible, it's scary. I mean, they put WMDs in space. They would understand these things. And then they'd understand they're fucking Joseph Mengele maniacs. And they'd want to see them behind bars. They wouldn't be cutting deals or making friends. They wouldn't be, forgiving and forgetting these crimes if they experienced what I experienced. So that's how you know they're liars. They'd understand the dangers of not getting these people behind bars if they actually wrote the letters. Let's wake up.